Farming in North Carolina can be challenging, but fortunately there is plenty of help in the form of the NC Farm School. Derek Washburn is here to tell us all about it and how the programs support local farming. And Derek, thank you for joining us today.
Glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
Well, let's talk a little bit about you.
Okay.
A little bit about your background.
I'm from North Carolina, grew up in Greensboro in the city. I had a strong desire to and a connection to the land as a hunter. I grew up, and we always visited a local farm just south of Greensboro, which was a dairy farm. So I was always excited about agriculture, was around it, and when I graduated high school, I had the opportunity to go work for 2 years on a farm. While I was working on the farm, I went to a local community college. So I was working and going to school, and I transferred to NC State, where I was able to earn 3 degrees. I have a degree in agronomics, I have a degree in ag business, and I have a degree in crop science, all from NC State.
All because you went to a local farm. That's
yeah,
amazing. You fell in love with it.
Funny enough, though, agriculture is very hard. One of the lessons I learned while I was on the farm, we had a total loss situation where I worked on a chicken farm. And we lost most of the flock that we were managing, and I think that hit home to me that farmers really need help, and so I'm fortunate enough to have a career where I get to help farmers. So.
And now let's talk about that.
Yeah.
NC Farm School. What is it, and how did it all start?
Yeah, NC Farm School was actually the brainchild of an extension agent in Rowan County. Her name is Amy Lynn Albertson. She had people coming into her extension office asking, hey, I have land, I want to start a farm, how do I do it? And that's a big question, and it's a long process. So NC Farm School takes the time to walk people through that process from the standpoint of developing a business plan.
Derek, I have some land, and I'd like to start a farm.
Yeah.
How do I do it? Can you take me through the process? You don't have to give me the long story, but what goes into that?
I think probably the most important things are things like, what are your goals? Why do you want to do this? Why do you want to start a farm? And I think the other thing that's really important to think through is how you're going to produce that product, and then who's going to buy it. Those are the 3 biggest questions. Why do you want to do it? How are you going to produce it? And then who's going to buy it? Really, that's called feasibility, business feasibility, and that's all we do. Okay,
so if I really wanted to start a farm, or maybe I have a farm and it's not doing well or whatever, I could call you.
Yeah.
And you'll come, or you'll walk me through it, and the marketing, the production, the whole thing.
Yeah, that's a big question. So my role, the NC State has kind of 3 roles. We have a role in research, we have a role in teaching, and we have a role in extension. All land-grant universities have those 3 roles. That's part of their mission. I work for the extension arm of NC State. We have 2 land-grant universities in our state. One is A&T State University, one's NC State University. Those colleges both have employees all across the state of North Carolina. So in every county, there's an extension office. And that extension office job is to provide technical help for farmers that's research-based. So NC State is doing research in almost every area of agriculture, and those extension agents in those counties are well-trained as to what's going on and those research projects, and their job is to help bring that research to practical help on the farm. And so that's what I do. I work for Extension in farm management specifically. I work for Ag Econ, the Department of Agriculture, Resource Economics at NC State. And in that role, in the farm management role, I'm thinking about what does it cost us to run a farm? What are the biggest challenges economically for the farm? So that's basically what I do.
Now, just so for folks who might be watching, is it just purely for those who are thinking of starting a farm? I mean, who's this for?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I've noticed a trend in let's say last 10 years, there's kind of been a big return to the farm. People who have access to land, or have family who own land, or have been given land in transition, meaning maybe they had some parents that passed away and they have land now. There's a big new focus on agriculture and wanting to return to the land. And so, that's basically what I'm doing, is helping people think through the process of starting a farm. So if you have land and you're interested in starting a farm, or you have a farm and you need a business plan, that's what I do.
So when you sit down and you meet with these potential farmers, what are some of the blind spots they have?
Yeah, some of the biggest obstacles, I'll call them obstacles to farming, it just takes a lot of money. Farmers need resources, and a farming venture, you're buying land, you're buying equipment, you're buying capital, and one of the things that can happen early on is you just run out of cash. So helping people think through, do I have the money to get started? Am I gonna pay as I go? And if that's the plan, if I have a long-term vision for how I'm going to start farming, it's important you write it out on paper. So helping them think through what are the first steps, getting through the first steps, and then the next part is really putting it out on paper to see that the financials work, and thinking through what's going to make you really successful and focusing on maybe 1 or 2 things and not 10 things. So.
Perfect. You gonna have a farm there, Derek, at some point, or you just love what you're doing?
I get that question a lot. So I married into a family that's big in agriculture. I'm very fortunate for that. And my wife's family has land. No, I don't know. I don't think, I'd love to. I think maybe I'd probably make pizza before I would produce animals or crops. So.
Do you have any examples, quick examples, because we're short on time, about maybe some of the farmers you have helped?
Yeah, thank you for asking that. There's a farm I'm thinking about in particular in Rowan County. It's Cherry Hill Farm. And we were fortunate enough to meet them early on in their farming venture. They had already started a farm. They had just started one. They didn't have a business plan. So we helped them put together a business plan to develop their farm. They currently, I wouldn't say it's our fault. They're just successful people and they work really hard. But it's fun to be a part of their story. They have a farm stand now in Rowan County right off their farm. They also sell the local farmers market. And yeah, it's just really, it's a joy to be able to help people. That's a passion of mine. That's why I do what I do, helping people succeed. And so, yeah. But Cherry Hill Farm is just one. I would guess we probably helped around 150 people start a farm in the last 7 or 8 years, and we've probably trained over 600 people in business planning around agriculture.
Okay, I'll ask the question. How do you apply?
Yeah, great
People are out there, they want to start a farm.
www.ncfarmschool.com. You can go there. That's our web portal with extension. And there's a little link you can click on to sign up for our newsletter at the top, kind of the top left. You click on that link and you sign up for that newsletter, and I'll let you know where we're going to be in 2024.
Perfect. Derek, great to meet you. Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you all for watching. We hope you've enjoyed today's show. If you have any questions or you'd like to have some more information, visit our website at RaleighCW.com and myrdctv.com. I'm Bill LeMan. Thank you for watching Community Matters. We'll see you next week.